Hi guys, Mr. Pollock Biology here. It's coming up to the June 2015 Unit 4 Populations and Environment Biology paper, so I figured now is a good time to go through last year's. That's 13th of June 2014, Biol Unit 4. So let's get started and look at question 1. I'm going to upload all of the questions from this paper in a series of videos. The first question is a pretty nice one about human populations. So we've got some information about human populations in 1700 and 2010. First of all, we've got the information about 1700 just about here, and then we've got the information about 2010 just here. And if we look on the X and Y axis, respectively, we've got mean life expectancy and the mean number of children per woman. So first question, lovely and straightforward this. Give two differences between the populations in 1700 and 2010. If we look up the y-axis, we can see that in 1700, people or women had more children than in 2010. So that's our first difference. So in 1700, more children per woman. In 1700. So it's always really key to say which year you are referring to, because if it's ambiguous, the examiner will not give you the mark. Second thing we can look at is by looking along the x-axis here, this way, and we can see that the mean life expectancy was higher in 2010. So life expectancy higher in 2010. That kind of makes sense. So life expectancy higher in 2010 compared to 1700. Nice and straightforward, 2 marks to start the paper, I think. Let's have a little look at the second question. Suggest 2 reasons for the differences. Well, if we look back, our first reason was more children per woman in 1700s and less nowadays. Why might it be less nowadays? Well, contraceptives are more widely available. Contraceptives more readily available in 2010. Fair enough. What else have we got? Life expectancy is higher in 2010. Well, that could be a number of reasons. It could be better diet. It could be better sanitation. I'm going to go for better healthcare. Nice and easy. Better healthcare. So these should always directly relate to what you've discussed in the first question. But for now, we've got a bit of maths to round off the first question. So we've got some information about human population in Italy in 2010. We've got information about the total population, which is 60.2 million. We've got information about the birth rate per 100,000, which is 9.3, and the death rate per 100,000, which is 9.7. First thing you should be looking at is these two numbers here. And we can see that the death rate per 1,000 is higher than the birth rate. So this is going to be a shrinking population. So we should expect the next year's population to be lower than the 2010 figure. So keep that in mind. Use the information in Table 1 to calculate the size of the population in 2011. Show you're working. So we start off with 60.2 million. So write it out in full. 60.2 million. And we're going to expect our answer to be lower than that. So keep that in mind. So basically what I did to get the answer for this question is work out the difference between the birth rate and the death rate, which is 0.4 per 1,000. So basically there's 0.4 deaths per 1,000 people more for this year. So I did this divided by 1,000, which gives me 60,200. And then I multiplied 60,200 by 0.4, and that will give me how much the population will decrease by, which I think comes out at, if I grab a calculator, on my phone, 60,200 times 0.4, 24,080. And then from there, we do 60.2 million. 60.2 million minus 24,080. And that gives us our answer, which should be I do the maths correctly. 60,175,920. There we go. Full marks on that first question, 6 out of 6. A nice beginning to the paper. Please stay tuned for the second question. Thanks very much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.